Hey, Spencer,
Yeah.
have you seen the Academy Awards?
Yeah, bunch of times.
Okay, well, have you seen Women Talking, Triangle of Sadness, Top Gun Maverick, Tar, The Fablemans, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Elvis, The Banshees of Inisherin, Avatar, and All Quiet on the Western Front?
Okay, believe this or not, I have seen all of them.
So have I. Let's talk about it. Okay, so we're going to be doing this will be our first time doing an episode about the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
It's something that you and I care for a great deal, for better or worse.
No, yeah, I think we should start there, just kind of with our history with the idea of the Academy Awards and how that has aged as we've gotten older.
Yeah. Yeah, kick it off. I feel like you've got
Well, so I grew up loving movies. I mean, obviously we have a whole
Really?
podcast. Yeah, I know, right? Crazy that I got roped into doing this.
weird.
So obviously there's that, but like you don't quite have the concept of giving art awards as a kid. You just like stuff as a kid, you
very
know?
true.
And so one day I like walked into my mom's room or something as a kid. I think it was the year Dave Franco or which Franco? The problematic Franco.
James Franco?
James Franco. Dave Franco's cool by everything I know.
I don't know.
He just directed a movie. I can only imagine. Anyway,
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. James Franco and Anne Hathaway were hosting, I think, that year. It was like the year Transformers Revenge or Dark of the Moon was nominated for VFX or something like that. I can't remember. But as a kid, you know, I didn't see all these like adult prestige films. I just liked movies. And so like the few categories that I knew, but it was this thing celebrating this thing. Like, my mom was just watching it and I happened to walk in and I was like, what is this? She's like, it's the Oscars. And I was like, the what? And then every year I watched it and it became louder and more angry as I got older because I got way more into it. There are moments from them that I love. Neil Patrick Harris's opening of that musical number Moving Pictures is still something that I adore and it fills me with whimsy.
Yeah.
I throw things, I yell, because we started playing a game. In high school, I wanted to do an Oscar picking game, but not just like a pick the one, like one that had some strategy, one that had some like
Make an actual game out of it.
Yeah, so it's like got a point system, which we'll explain in a minute. But that's kind of my my thing. With the Oscars, I love them. As I've gotten older, I've gotten much more cynical about them.
Yeah.
As more of the movies that should have won awards and should have been nominated don't and didn't. Like,
yeah, like I probably started in a pretty similar space. Like growing up, my mom would watch it most years, if not every year. I don't even think she'd watch the whole thing, but I know, like, I know we would always watch like the opening song and dance number, and you know. So I grew up kind of watching it a little bit, and then I kind of fell off at a certain point where I didn't care as much. But then we started playing this game that we are going to talk about today. It got me deep in the paint on it.
Yeah.
And similarly, I do feel similarly about kind of like losing some illusion.
Yeah.
Losing some of the facade and showing kind of like how kind of political it all really is, and how it's like not really about, for a lot of it, isn't about awarding the best art, the best performances. A lot of it is about, quite political. So
it's quite political, but I should also say this game was very competitive there for a few years.
Oh, dude, it got real. It
was a year
real.
you sat out because you're like, I don't enjoy this.
Yeah.
And this year it's not as bad. I think there's so many movies we just like, and there's so many categories that we're like, I'm happy if 3 of these,
At this point, I won one year.
Yeah, I think you've won twice. I've won twice, and then that's it.
Yeah, so it's like I got my confidence enough to know that I can play this game well, and win. So it's like at this point I kind of don't care. I got my win in.
Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Yeah,
it's like, I know I can do it. I got my ring. That's all. This is my ring. No, okay.
Yeah.
I got my ring. So it's like I have the confidence to just have fun with the game at this point. But I remember one year. It was the year Black Panther won like everything, and I
won 3 awards.
I did not pick Black Panther for anything. I was like, the Oscars are so white and boring, and then I just got my ass absolutely handed to me that year.
There was one year, the first year we did it, I beat you by like a one category. It was like close the whole night, and then one of them just put. I can't remember what the category was. that put me over that year. But there was 1 year where I was like,
And then
I got him.
then I remember the year that Parasite won was a year I won.
Yeah, because I think the year before that we didn't do it.
The year before, because
we did it Parasite, and we did it the next year,
Yeah.
and then last year we didn't.
No, we didn't last year. I don't think we have the last 2 years.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I didn't do the one that Soderbergh directed. I didn't do that one, which that was the 2021.
Which one did Soderbergh directed the Oscars one year?
Yeah, the one that was widescreen. That one was directed by Soderbergh.
Weird. Yeah, because we didn't do the 2021, but the 2020, because you know.
I literally had seen not a single nominated picture that year.
Yeah, that was a rough year. I had seen some, but that was like my worst year for keeping up.
Yeah.
Like I was
It was
for obvious reasons.
It was the Pandejo. What do we expect? The last good thing that happened to this world was Parasite winning Best Picture.
Straight though, like
Yeah.
and Best Foreign Feature.
Yeah.
When it won Foreign Feature, I was like 100% it's not winning Best
Yeah.
Picture. Now I was so pissed. I was
Yeah.
like, but then it snuck in and won. That was a good year too. That was a solid.
Great year. That was a great year. So the game. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to give an example to describe how the point system works. So just taking visual effects as my example. What do you?
I was going to use Moonlight and La La Land as the example, but feel free
Isn't
to.
it tragic that those are now intertwined
They
forever?
will be linked for the rest of time.
But so the way the point system works, instead of just picking so for visual effects, the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun: Maverick. So instead of us just picking, we think this one will win.
Yeah.
We give the option of you have 3 points total for every category, and you have the choice of either putting all three on one or splitting them between a first choice and a second choice, where your first choice will get you 2 points and your second choice will get you 1. It kind of opens up the odds, but less reward,
Right.
That is kind of how we've done it. And then the last couple years we instituted a wild card pick. You could give your weird long shot, this is going to take it, and
Right.
you just get 3 points, essentially.
Yeah.
So that can kind of go anywhere as long as it's agreed upon by everyone playing that year
Yeah.
that is in fact a wild card pick. Because sometimes there was 1 year I think somebody tried to put, we're like, that's not a wild card, but that's just the favorite to win.
Right. So it's picking the second favorite is a little too close to being,
Yeah.
if it's a close race and you're picking
It's
the
got to be
second
one
favorite.
that's
It
in
has
the
to be-
discussion, but everyone's like, no.
Yeah.
Honestly, genuinely, up until when it was nominated last year, Coda was last year's Best Picture winner, which is a great movie. Up until the actual Oscars, when the nominations came in, everyone was kind of like, Coda is the wild card.
Yeah.
But then throughout the award season, it became the favorite to win.
Yeah.
So that's why we wait this long to make our picks and do this, is
Also,
because
placing us in time, SAGs were Sunday. It is so the SAGs
the SAG
just
Awards
happened.
being a big game changer, I think,
an
for
interesting-
or actually 2 or 3 specific categories that I don't know what to make of now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of how we do it. So you just want to go through it, starting at visual effects.
So
or
let's
what do we
talk
wanna-
about what we're going to do is we're going to do our picks for the game and also our personal picks. So that way we can just talk about what we would like to see happen versus what we think will happen.
Yeah,
So talking about a personal pick versus our prediction.
yeah.
Let's just
Each category, do we want to start with our personal pick and then go to our prediction, or flip that?
whatever you think is best.
Cool.
Or we can change it however.
Depending
as long
on
as
what
we
it is.
distinguish what we're talking about.
Cool.
Let's start from the bottom of the sheet. We're not doing every award. We're not doing any of the documentaries. We're not doing any of the shorts.
Which, something cool? Alamo Drafthouse is putting
I
a
saw that.
shorts package together, which I probably won't have time to go see, but
Same.
it's awesome.
I saw that. So it's just something if we haven't seen those, I don't want to make a prediction based off of something that I know nothing about the category.
It is harder to keep up with world cinema in
100%.
America than it is.
Also, we're not doing foreign foreign language or whatever they call it nowadays. Just again because I haven't seen any of those.
Yeah,
Right? I don't think I've seen any.
maybe 1 or 2. I don't
Maybe
know.
one. If the Oscars were cool, RRR would be in that category. But actually, that's not even the
They
Oscars'
didn't
fault.
submit it.
That's India's fault. Okay, so visual effects. The nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun: Maverick. What do you think? Well, do you want to do personal first?
Yeah, let's just talk about these. This is a great lineup, and
Yeah.
then there's Black Panther.
I was just
Which,
thinking
like, don't get me wrong, Black Panther has some really good VFX, but also some really dodgy VFX.
That's just like all of Marvel the past few years.
Can I throw out one that, like, this is my why isn't this in here? Where's Nope?
Yeah.
Nope's VFX were
great.
great.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure if I watched it again right now, I'd see some stuff, but like for the budget and for how they were used, the VFX in Nope are stellar.
Yeah.
Like, where is that? Why is Wakanda Forever nominated for
agree.
that over a movie like Nope? That's kind of my one on there that doesn't quite fit. Look, my heart wants to go the Batman.
Yeah.
It wants to be like the Batman, but my personal pick and my all or nothing, all 3 points on it, Avatar: The Way of Water. It's the greatest CGI we have ever seen, and probably will be the greatest CGI we've ever seen until the next Avatar
Until
movie.
they make Avatar 3. I completely agree. That is also my personal pick and also my top choice.
It's just too spot on. Like it's like literally I went and saw it again the other night, and there are scenes where like I know everything I'm looking at is made in a computer, but for the life of me I could not tell you.
Yeah.
Like, if you told me this was real footage, that these were all dudes in makeup, I would somehow believe you because it looks that real at times.
I want to go see it again in 2D. Like, I might wait for the home release, but I want to go see it again in 2D just to, like, actually feel like I saw it. You know what I mean? Because I just hate 3D.
3D blows, dude.
All right. Costume design.
Okay,
the nominees are Babylon, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Interesting lineup for sure.
I wish the Batman was here.
Yeah.
I thought the Batman had amazing costume work.
Yeah.
Like very practical, lived in, kind of like they talk about, you know, the bat suit as being like built by a gearhead, and you can like just kind of look at it and see that.
100%.
Like it's so much character built in there. I wish that was there over like a Wakanda Forever, just because Wakanda Forever won last time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not gonna win this time, which is maybe a bummer because I think the costume work in there is pretty good. There's a music biopic here, dude. It's just like
yeah.
And anyway, my personal pick for this is different. I want Babylon to win.
Yeah.
Costume work in Babylon rules so hard. All of it is top to bottom incredible.
Yeah.
And so varied and so unique throughout the course of the movie. I love it. I love how Babylon looks. I love the design work in it.
That would be cool, but Wakanda Forever is actually going to win.
Do you think so?
It's going to win. That is my not only is that my prediction, it is also my personal pick. I think that the costumes in that movie are phenomenal. Specifically,
don't get me wrong.
like
I agree. They're great. Like
bridging the kind of like African-inspired costumes of the original, plus the South American costumes. Like, I think I feel like that one's a no-brainer if you ask me. I think yes, I agree. There is a music biopic in here, and there's also Babylon, which I think both of those have really great costume work. I just think that I doubted Black Panther last time. I'm not doing it again. I doubted Ruth Carter last time. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah. This could be one where I eat it. I originally was going to split, but now us talking about it, I'm already like, I just think Elvis is going to win.
You think?
I just think Elvis is going to win.
Hey, look, I think
if
that's
anything from Elvis were to win, this is the one I would be the most okay with.
Oh, yeah.
Like, look, I would be over the moon if Black Panther won. I think that would be really cool for all the reasons you said. I just kind of this is one where the Academy feels like they're going to be boring, and it's a sequel, so it kind of has that going against it. A sequel that did not create the same cultural waves as the first one.
This is true.
That's kind of more where I'm coming against it, and I just love the fucking Batman.
Yeah,
it's great.
Makeup and hair. This is one I've toiled over, and this is one that I just deleted. I may have split my pick, and I just deleted my split.
I still feel horrible about what I did pick. Anyway, the nominations are All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale.
Yeah.
My personal pick, because I'm me, is The Batman.
Yeah.
I think Colin Farrell's penguin costume
Phenomenal.
is maybe the best we've ever seen for that type of thing. Like, when pictures were released, they're like, oh, who is that Colin Farrell?
Right.
Like,
it is so transformational.
Apparently he went into like Starbucks and no one recognized him.
Yeah.
He just had it on and was like, can I get a coffee? And they were like, sure, guy.
Can I get a coffee?
Can I get a coffee? Hey, Johnny Slick. Yeah. So that's what I want. That's what I want. What do you
My
want?
personal pick is I picked All Quiet on the Western Front
It's
because there are
great.
some
It's
phenomenal, horrifying like that movie. I think it's like a boring pick because it's like a war movie.
I'd be curious to see what the statistic is on like war movies that win this award because
Right.
I'm sure it's got to be pretty high.
I would imagine.
But sometimes you'd be surprised. A lot like it's kind of like this is another weird one where it's like they give it to the prestige drama quite a
Yeah.
bit, and you're like, why?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because my prediction is The Whale.
So is mine. That's my
Yeah.
all or nothing pick. Do I think The Whale is like deserving of that? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that suit he's wearing is pretty incredible. It's the prestige drama. Like, it just feels like the most Oscar-y of these picks.
Right. I originally split it between The Whale and Elvis as my number 2. But I was just thinking Tom Hanks looks so bad in that movie.
Tom Hanks looks bad, and I also think the end Elvis makeup is like fine. It's like
like-
we've seen better. We've seen better this year.
I
like,
know that it's close though. Like in
Yeah.
terms of like what the predictions are in the industry. The predictions are close between The Whale and
Elvis
Elvis.
is so popular in a way that I do not understand.
I-
Within the industry, it's like I get Baz Luhrmann's like a popular dude, I guess, and yeah, Austin Butler's pretty great, but
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Original song. The nominees are Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick, Lift Me Up from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Natu Natu from RRR, and This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Obviously, if you've listened to this podcast ever, you understand that we are Natu Natu stans.
That
It
is-
will be the winner. It is my personal pick.
Personal pick, it is the winner.
It's like the easiest decision in the world.
Just Natu. Okay.
The best musical dance number ever in a movie, potentially. Like
In the conversation for sure.
I can think of only a handful that I would be like, this might be better.
But you hate musicals, so
I don't hate musicals. I
this
really
guy
like.
this guy hates musicals
You slander my name on this podcast frequently.
all the time, and I love doing it.
All right, next.
Original score. We have got All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fablemans.
You start us out here. I'm curious what you'll
I think my personal pick is going to surprise the hell out of you.
go for. What is it?
I'm picking All Quiet on the Western Front.
I don't find that overly surprising.
I loved the
That
score
kind
in
of like
movie.
metal
It is, yeah, it is.
motif that would come
Yes,
in
it is
so cool.
so
hey, if you like that,
beautiful
you'll
and-
like Cocaine Bear because Cocaine Bear does the exact same thing.
They're the same movie, basically.
Yeah, basically, there's no difference.
So that's my personal pick. What is your personal pick?
Babylon.
Yeah.
The music from Babylon rips so hard, dude.
I haven't seen Babylon, so that's my.
And so much of Babylon is momentum, and
Yeah.
so much of that momentum is created with camera work and music.
Yeah.
And I think it's. I mean, it's Justin Hurwitz. Like
Yeah.
he's so good, and Babylon's score is so good,
Yeah.
and it's a very Oscar-y score. Even though that movie is going to kind of get snubbed left and right. And
Yeah. Is that your prediction as well?
that is my prediction as well.
It is my prediction as well.
Yep.
I haven't seen the movie, but looking at
Yeah.
what's going on out in the world, I do believe that will be.
And look, don't get me wrong. All Quiet on the Western Front, deserving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would not be angry if that won.
Yeah.
I just love the Babylon score, and I really want to see that one win. But
Yeah.
All Quiet on the Western Front score is great.
Yep. Production design. We've got All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fablemans.
The weird caveat here is the production design in Avatar 2 production design or VFX work?
I don't know.
Does it matter?
It's design.
It's
No matter
design,
what, it's
obviously,
design.
but what other movie? I can't think of another CGI heavy movie that wins production design for that. Now, obviously, there's real sets they built for a lot of the human scenes and a lot of that stuff, but
yeah.
so much of it is just forest.
Yeah. What's
I
your
don't
personal
know.
pick?
This is another tough one. Babylon looks so good.
Yeah.
I want to see Babylon win.
Yeah, that's what you want.
That's what I want to win. How about you?
Funny, we're going to, I think, repeat what we did last time. I'm picking All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
Because I think, look, it is from a design perspective, there isn't a lot of like intricacies that I can really point at. What I can say is that movie has a surprisingly small budget. And what they were able to do with that surprisingly small budget, I think is phenomenal. I think that movie, it looks so good.
Yeah.
Like when I saw that it got nominated for freaking everything, I was so surprised. And then I watched the movie and then I understood it. It is like not my favorite movie of the year, but from a technical perspective.
I was going to say the technical nominations I agree with wholeheartedly. Even a Best Picture nom I agree with.
Oh, 100%. It definitely is
like,
deserving to be in that conversation.
We'll talk at some of them when we get there that I'm like, really? That one?
Yeah.
But what do you think is going to win?
I think it's going to be Babylon.
I'll be honest, I struggle with this. I was like, again, it's the music biopic thing. They always sneak up, but I am going to go with my heart on it and be like, Babylon, because that is like an old Hollywood.
It's just right up their alley. You know?
It is. Now, that being said, Babylon is like part of the Oscars and part of the struggle the last couple of years. The Oscars is getting people to watch them. No one fucking saw Babylon.
Yeah, but it's also production design. This is not the one where they're going
to draw in.
This is the one we're going to give to Top Gun Maverick. That's not,
Can you imagine?
Production design for Top Gun. So just the inside of an
airplane, of an F-18.
Of an F-18. That is freaking hilarious. Sound.
Okay,
We've got All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun Maverick.
Look, I'm just now clicking my personal pick. I want the Batman to win this.
Yeah.
I think seeing the Batman in a theater is one of the coolest experiences because so much of it is sound oriented in a way that no one's really talking about.
Yeah.
Like the way he builds tension with a character walking out of shadows or screeching or like dragging something, the tape, you know what I mean? Like all of these things where it's like so as like a whole fucking like I would love to see that, and they just go so in depth with it. Like I would love to see the Batman take it. It's not going to, not in a million years, not with some of these other ones. What is your personal?
I don't have the strongest take here. I don't
either. I just love the Batman and want to see it win something.
Yeah. I picked Top Gun.
Oh wait, sorry. The Batman not being nominated for Best Original Score is the travesty of this year's Oscars. It's unbelievable. We already did score. We just didn't. Unreal. Anyway, sorry, not completely. I just forgot.
Completely agree. I think that my boy Michael Giacchino is the best composer of his generation. And the fact that he has been like utterly snubbed this year is just a fucking travesty.
Yeah.
Has he won before? He's won before for
I think
like
he has. I can't remember.
Or like Inside Out, right?
Something like that. I'll look it up.
Because absolutely phenomenal. I think he's one of the best. He's just got so much range. You know what I mean? Like he has so much range.
He's also one of the few guys left that I think is able to build such a grandiosity in his scores. Not saying that's what the Batman is. Now the Batman is that, but like his score for like Spider-Man has this weight and epicness to it. Like, and he's just a great director too with fucking Werewolf by Night, which is so cool. And he's doing a feature coming up, which I'm so excited.
I love Michael Giacchino. I've been a Michael Giacchino stan since the days of Lost. I think that is still some of his best work. Is in Lost.
For sure,
I think that is maybe the best television score ever made.
Yeah, hard to beat. Like
I love him so much. So sound, personal pick is Top Gun Maverick, and also my prediction.
Here is where I am splitting because of the war movie in the it's like, now these are both technically war movies.
Yeah.
It's like, look, this is going to be what bites me in the ass.
Yeah.
It really is. But I'm going to split it because I think there's an outside shot they give it to All Quiet because I don't think All Quiet's going to win any of the other like big ones. I think this is where it and Top Gun Maverick are going to be fighting it out for what's the technical awards we're going to give each of these movies. Now, that being said, Steven Spielberg has been quoted as saying, you really saved movies with Maverick to Tom Cruise. So it's like, I think that's the general consensus of the entire Academy. And so I think Maverick's going to win all of these technical awards. But I do feel that I need to split it just because I do think All Quiet on the Western Front has amazing sound work, and it's an outside shot of it.
So just to be clear, what is your number one and what is your number two?
My number one is Top Gun Maverick. My number two is All Quiet on the Western Front.
Okay, cool.
So if Top Gun Maverick wins, I'll get 2 points instead of 3, but if All Quiet on the Western Front wins, I get 1 point.
Interesting.
So that's where I'm splitting. I probably shouldn't, but I think this could be one of the weird ones that no one really predicts.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Film editing. The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. My personal pick is Top Gun Maverick.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's my personal pick too. I think it's maybe
phenomenal.
The coherence of those action sequences and him cutting together footage that he got after the fact and wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all of that shit with all the different cameras they had in these planes and all that. The editing in that movie is pitch perfect. It's unbelievable.
I mean, I have to shout out Everything.
Of course.
We all know I am one of the world's foremost Everything Everywhere All at Once stands.
If not the world's foremost.
If not the. But Top Gun Maverick, the editing in that is phenomenal.
And I think that's I think Top Gun Maverick is winning editing.
I think so as well.
That's my pick. Like,
and I think I don't remember the stat that I saw, but I'm pretty sure the past like 5 or 6 years, if not longer than that, the film that won sound editing also won film editing.
Interesting. So this is how you did your research. You cross analyzed.
That's part of what I did with my research. I will. Do you want me to tell you now?
Yeah, why not?
So one thing that I have checked for the past several years we've been doing this are the odds in Vegas.
That's kind of great.
Because the people who are putting their money on this really have to have a good feeling on it. Mm-hmm. So I'm checking the odds in Vegas to see which one is the most likely. And you can also see the spread. So you can see how close the race is.
I love this. This is hilarious.
There's a couple that I've split that were based off of just how close the race is. Mm-hmm. So that is my secret tip to you, the viewer. If you want to play along with this game, check the Vegas odds. Now, they're not always going to be right. They're not. But it will give you some interesting insights. It's the spread that I think is the
most helpful. Yeah.
Because like you'll see all these listicles of what people think are going to win, but you never get to see just how close the number 2 is. But with the Vegas odds, you get to see just how close the number 2 is.
Yeah. Interesting. That's hilarious. I love that. That's so funny. Great.
So film editing, personal pick, and prediction is Top
Gun Maverick across the board.
Cinematography.
I want to, before we talk about this is, I think, the most baffling category this year.
Yeah.
Where's Nope?
Where's Nope?
Where's the Batman?
Where's the Batman?
Where's Top Gun Maverick?
Where's Top Gun Maverick?
Where's Avatar, frankly? Digital cinematography is cinematography. Like,
it's weird. Yeah, like you'll nominate production design, but you want to nominate cinematography. It's like such a weird thing because that one's tough, I think.
There are movies that I think are... Look, here's the thing. The Fabelmans, that didn't get nominated. It's one of the best looking movies of the year.
Yeah.
Like, my pick and the one I think that will win, I really like. The movie is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And horrific, if that tells you what it is.
I think I know.
But if Top Gun Maverick had been on there, I would have picked that one. If Avatar had been on there, I would have picked that one. If The Fabelmans had been on there, I might have picked that as my personal. Like,
yeah.
This was a great year for movies looking good, and these picks are interesting and weird. Like Tar being on there, I fully get, but it's also not my favorite looking movie of the year.
I think Tar is gorgeous. I think it is so like it's just not nearly as flashy as some of the others.
No. But whatever. Anyway, my personal pick is All Quiet on the Western Front.
Same.
I think that movie has a way of showing things in such a grand way while also never losing the subject it's showing. It's beautiful and horrific and just disgusting at times. Like, great looking movie. I also think I think that's what's going to win.
Same. I completely agree. Personal pick and my prediction.
Movie
as well.
is too good looking to lose. That being said, Empire of Light, a lot of people have talked about how pretty that is. I haven't seen that movie, but maybe that's also a movie about movies, and the Oscars love jerking themselves off.
This is very true.
So possibly.
Yeah. And it's Raji Deeks.
Shout out Raji
Deeks, best living cinematographer.
Best cinematographer, I think.
Yeah, fair.
Just period.
Also fair.
Living dead or for the next 40 years.
So question, do we want to do wild card as it comes up, or do we want to wait till the end?
Let's do it as it comes up. Let's throw your wild card in.
So my wild card is Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths. I haven't seen that movie. I have seen a couple trailers. That movie looks phenomenally gorgeous and incredibly fucking weird. Like that movie is entirely weird tapestries and like out there visuals. And the Oscars also love Alejandro Inarritu, and this is one of his movies.
They do.
And so like it legitimately when I saw it, I was like, okay, so it's freaking Chivo, it's Emmanuel Lubezki, and it's not, surprisingly. It's a different cinematographer. It is Darius Kanji. And so when I saw that, I was like, interesting. So that's my wild card. It is not in any of the conversations. I just think it's like a weird, fun outside choice, especially since the visuals are so, from what I've seen, I haven't seen the movie, are so incredibly striking from that movie in a way that the rest of the category isn't.
Yeah.
That movie seems almost entirely focused on like visual insanity and like tone more than it is like any kind of narrative storytelling.
Yeah.
So that is my wild
You don't want
card.
Skinamarink to be in here for cinematography?
Hey man, I would love that. That would be incredibly cool. So yeah, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths by Darius Kanji is my wild card pick.
I like it. That's fun.
Cool. Original screenplay.
Here's an interesting one. I think the word original is important here.
Yeah. The nominations we have Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness.
All incredibly written movies, by the way.
Incredible.
Like,
Absolutely incredible.
in my opinion, maybe the weakest being Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah, that was exactly my thought as well.
Damn it, if I don't want Daniels to take this, if I don't desperately cling to that.
That is my personal choice, but not my prediction.
Same. Now that being said, the SAG Awards kind of threw a big ass wrench in this, where it's like they kind of came out winning. At least the movie won big,
Right.
But I know they've won a couple leading up to this.
Yeah.
You know, both director and screenplay. It's
Yeah.
like it's not just shut out in the run up to this.
No.
I just don't think the Oscars are cool enough. I think they're going to chicken out at the last second because they're a bunch of fucking babies.
I think the one that is my prediction is a little bit more in their wheelhouse.
I'm just saying the Banshees of Inisherin. The Whatties, I talked about how brilliantly written that movie is. Like
it lives and dies on its script.
Yep. And
Like,
it's
in a way
not only
that-
its script, but it's actors' understanding of it. You
Very,
know what
very,
I mean?
very, very,
Where
very
it's
true.
like that movie, there's a million wrong ways to perform those lines.
Yeah.
And there's like 3 right ones, and
Yeah.
never does it feel like the actor isn't cellularly connected to it.
Yeah.
And I think it's brilliant. Like in a lot of ways, like that would be my second one that I want to win.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna be mad when it does.
Right. 100%. That I completely and 100% agree. If I were to give it a number 2 choice, it would be Banshees, but I just love Everything Everywhere All at Once so much.
It's too good.
Too good. All right. Adapted.
Yeah.
We've got All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking.
You take this one. I'm still conflicted on what I want to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For my personal pick, I have chosen Women Talking.
Okay.
I think that movie is very similarly to Banshees of Inisherin, live and die on its script. And again, like the performers understanding it, like, but that movie is so much about women talking. It is so much
Really?
about discussion and debate and
Yeah.
language and the importance of language and knowledge and the
Yeah.
ability to that the ability that not only spoken but written language, the power that it brings. I think it is a phenomenally written script. It is 12 Angry Men for Mennonite women. I think Women Talking is incredibly well written.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved the script. And like, I think there's some things about it that I didn't absolutely love when it comes to like the filmmaking. That being said, I think the script is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So that's my personal pick as well as my prediction.
It's my prediction for sure. I think Women Talking is gonna win. I'm torn because I just fucking love Glass Onion.
Yeah.
From like the purely like movies are so cool. Like
Right.
what he does with that and the way it rewards deeper viewings and like rewatches and how so many bits and things are so molecular. Like they're just a tiny little thing,
Right.
and you know he wrote that, and you know that it's that kind of stuff. Like, and its subversion of what you think is going to be going on is really cool, and how it subverts your subversion. Like, it's like, oh, you thought that was where I was playing a trick on you? Here's the actual gag. And it's like it's great. I think it's so well written. That's what I want to win.
Yeah.
I also just love Ryan Johnson. And
Shout out.
that is a big part of it.
Yeah.
But I Women Talking will win, and I will not be mad when Women Talking wins. I will be perfectly happy with that. I think it's a very well written movie.
Glass Onion shreds.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that movie. Animated feature. We've got Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red. I think of all of the categories, this is the one I've seen the least of. I have only seen Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio as well as Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. I have not seen Puss in Boots. I have not seen The Sea Beast, and I have not seen Turning Red.
I've seen all but Sea Beast, even though I've heard it's great and I really want to watch it.
What do you think?
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Yeah, that's my personal pick and my prediction.
Look, don't get me wrong. If Puss in Boots somehow sneaks in and wins, like, I'll be bummed because I want what Guillermo del Toro is doing for animation is so important, and I would love for him to get a platform to talk about it as often as he possibly can.
Yeah.
Puss in Boots just rips. And why is Marcel the Shell with Shoes On in this category?
Just because one of the main characters is animated does not make it an animated
Avatar
movie.
is more of an animated movie than Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
It's like that year where Lion King got nominated for visual effects but non-animated feature.
Preach.
Which I will never understand why or how. Just because it's photorealistic doesn't mean it's real, guys. Like I don't know. I don't know whose fault it is, whether it's the Academy or if it's Disney.
Be curious if there's a rule change after that year.
Yeah,
of
I
some
have no
kind.
idea. And so Marcel the Shell with Shoes On absolutely shreds. I really, really love that movie, but it is weird to be in this category.
It's great. I don't understand the nomination here.
Animated character in a feature.
Sure. Makes sense.
Okay.
Anyway, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, I think, is taking it. That movie is so beloved by all of the film dorks. And it's just brilliant. Like, give me a Criterion edition. You have that deal with Netflix.
Yes,
just do that. It'll happen.
It better.
Their deal with Netflix. That's
and Guillermo.
And their love. I heard there's a rumor the black and white version of Nightmare Alley is going to come to Criterion.
Ooh,
and I'm so excited.
That's cool.
I hope that's true.
I need to watch that one.
It's good. Not my favorite of his by a sight, but I want to see it in black and white really bad.
Yeah. All right, director. We're in the big boys now. We've got Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin, Daniel Kwan, and I don't know how to say his last name. Daniels for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Stevie Spiels for The Fablemans, Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Ostlund for Triangle of Sadness.
That's the one that feels like, really?
That was a
well-directed movie.
But why are you here?
I'll be real. Where's a Jordan Peele in this category?
Yeah.
Jordan Peele directed.
Where's a Jimmy Cameron?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't love Jimmy Cameron, but so I'm calling him Jimmy.
Jimothy Cameron.
Jimothy Cameron. Where's James? This is a weird look. Again, well-directed movie, good movie. Really like that movie.
Yeah.
Weird choice to be in here.
I know what your the saga. The last couple. I'm broken on this one.
My
dude.
personal pick is Daniels.
I want the Daniels to win so fucking bad, and I think there's an astronomical shot they do.
Yeah,
to the point that I won't put it as my wild card because I think it's too realistic that it happens.
Yeah.
That you know what I'm saying?
I would have vetoed it had you made that your choice.
Yes. Because it's they could do it. Are they my pick though? I thought about splitting, but man, this feels to me like it's Spielberg's victory lap. I feel like Spielberg is gonna win.
My number one choice is Daniels. My number two choice is Spielberg. I'm splitting this one. As I said before, when you look at the Vegas odds, it is so close. It is literally the closest race.
Has a director duo ever won?
No clue. I would have to imagine yes, but I have no clue.
I'm trying to think who it would have been, though.
I have no clue.
Look, here's the thing. This is one where I would love to be wrong, but The Fablemans, I just rewatched The Fablemans the day we recorded this, the morning we recorded this, is so meaningful to me because I never thought I would adore a Spielberg movie again.
Yeah.
Man, I love... And the camera work and how it's directed is utterly brilliant.
Yeah.
But fuck if I don't want the Daniels to take this one.
It is, like I said, it is incredibly close.
Yeah.
With Daniels having the edge.
Look, man, like I said, I want him to take it. I feel like Everything Everywhere All at Once might be a little too cool for them to give it director. You know what I mean? Like, we'll talk in a minute about actor, the actor race. But anyway, I think Steven Spielberg is going to take it, but I would love more than anything for the Daniels to win that.
Yeah.
I would gladly lose this game for them to win.
So your one and only pick is
Steven Spielberg.
And mine's split with Daniels being number 1 and Steven Spielberg being number 2. Supporting actress. We've got Angela Bassett for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow for The Whale, Carrie Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once. What is your personal choice?
I don't know. Because look, dude.
If
all of these performances
phenomenal.
are so fucking good.
Every single one of these women deserve an award for this year. Like
legitimately, they're all so good. And I talked about on the Whatties.
It has been split. Every single one of them has won at least one award.
Look, and I talked about this because like Carrie Condon on the Whatties was like I fucking love her in that movie. And she's not being talked about enough. But goddamn it, Jamie Lee is pretty good. You know what I mean?
Jamie Lee.
Look, at the end of the day, I do think Angela Bassett will win.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a personal pick on this one.
Yeah.
Because I would just be ecstatic for any of these women to take it.
100%.
Like, it's so impossible for me to even like my number 1 and 2 for like personal, what I would love to see more than anything would probably be Angela Bassett because she moved me to tears in Black Panther.
Phenomenal.
And Carrie Condon is just unbelievable in Inisherin. So I'm you know.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. But again, this is one where I'm like, I'm just happy you're all here.
Yeah. My personal pick is Angela Bassett, and my prediction is Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal. She's
phenomenal.
So
good.
Absolutely phenomenal.
It'd be the first acting award given to a Marvel movie, which would be fascinating at this point when Marvel's being reevaluated.
Right. When everybody's like, is Marvel dead?
Yeah. And then out of nowhere.
All right. Supporting actor. We've got Brendan Gleeson for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans, Barry, I don't know how to pronounce his name,
Keown or something like that. I think there's
whatever. Banshees of Inisherin, or Ke Kwan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's Ke Kwan. Personal prediction, it's Ke Kwan.
I would kill someone for that man to win this Oscar.
It's Ke Kwan. He's won. Has anybody else won?
I think maybe a stray one here or there, but he's won all of them.
He's won every single major award up until this point.
Look, he's got the story. Which we can feel weird about how they're treating him and Brendan Fraser with like they rejected them from Hollywood and now they're like, look, we're cool and they're back. It's like I feel weird about that, but Ke Huy Quan deserves this more than fucking anyone.
Yeah.
And God damn it, if you just want to cry a little bit, just go. Look, it's the Actors Roundtable. Have you seen this clip where Brendan's like, we're still here?
Yeah.
It's like, it moved me to tears. I thought that was so beautiful. And,
so good.
And I want, and his performance in this movie, like not even, regardless of the story, if he had been a mainstay in Hollywood for 40 years, the performance in this movie is still maybe, argument for best performance of the year.
Yeah.
Like
phenomenal.
He's unreal. He's so good in this movie. I cannot wait for his career to explode.
The range, you know what I mean?
The variety of characters, but the depths of emotion he goes and how perfectly he plays it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's so good. That's honestly the easiest choice I've made this entire time.
100% agree. This next one is not an easy choice at all. Lead actress.
Not even a little.
And the nominees for lead actress are Cate Blanchett for Tar. Kate Blanchett.
I was about to say, sorry, who?
Kate Blanchett.
You got to do it like he just real quick. Cate Blanchett. The dead eyes of Tarantino you got to catch right there. Like
Cate Blanchett for Tar. Anna de Armas for Blonde. Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie. Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans. And Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Homie. Before we talk about why is Ana de Armas here,
I don't know.
Apparently, I'm sure she's great in that movie.
Yeah.
But can we never talk about Blonde again? Like, bury that, please, a little bit. Anyway, do you have a personal pick? This is where this gets tough. Personal pick, not tough. This is maybe a little easier.
I have a personal pick, and it's going to surprise you.
No,
it's going to surprise you.
Unbelievable.
It's Cate Blanchett for Tar. I watched now. Maybe part of this is recency bias. because I did watch it yesterday.
Look, I think Kate Blanchett's given one of the best performances of the year. I really do. Damn it, dude. I loved Michelle Yeoh in this movie.
I agree. I just think that Kate Blanchett's performance as Tar is so subtle and layered and complex.
Yeah.
And tough, and it is like an incredibly it's an incredible performance. In the same way that Michelle Yeoh's performance is also incredible. I think she's phenomenal in that movie. That being said, I don't know. Again, most of this is probably recency bias.
Look, part of this for me, I'll openly admit, is I prefer Everything Everywhere All at Once as a movie to Tar.
Oh, yeah.
I think Tar is brilliant. Like, I really do think it's a brilliant movie. But Everything Everywhere All at Once is like a once a decade type of thing. It feels like
once in a lifetime
for some people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think Michelle Yeoh has been a staple of cinema for so long that I'm like, please, like, let's fucking parade her around and give her all of the acclaim. Right. And her performance is both incredibly fun and incredibly subtle and layered. Like, I think there's a lot going on there. And she just won the SAG, which blew my mind.
That one,
that's what made me split my picks. I honestly was gonna go all in on Kate Blanchett winning.
Same.
But I split mine. So my number one pick for 2 points. My number one pick is Michelle Yeoh, and my number two is Kate Blanchett. I think that SAG award win is big. I really, because the Oscars voting is super weird and strange, but actors kind of vote for actors.
Yeah.
So I think the SAG awards, her winning there and winning here, kind of really boosts her a little bit. So we'll see. I mean, look, again, I would be perfectly happy if Kate Blanchett won. I think she's brilliant. But I really would love to see Michelle Yeoh. And I kind of think with that SAG win, she's going to... SAG is Screen Actors Guild, for those who don't know.
For the layman.
For those in Wisconsin.
Mine is reversed. I have Kate Blanchett as my number one choice in terms of prediction, and my number two prediction is Michelle Yeoh. Lead actor. We've got Austin Butler in Elvis, as Elvis. We've got Colin Farrell for Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser for The Whale, Paul Mescal for After Sun, and Bill Nighy for Living.
This is both an easy and an incredibly hard one to talk about because of the Oscar bullshit.
Yeah.
I want Brendan Fraser to win more than I want to be alive.
Same. Which isn't saying that much, but...
Whoa! Blink twice if you need help. Don't get me wrong. I think Austin Butler's really good. I just hate that movie and never want to talk about it again.
Yeah.
And I think Brendan Fraser just deserves it. I think his performance is heartbreaking, but also hopeful in the way that I didn't expect going in. And
you know, funny thing is, I feel kind of similarly about both performances, about Brendan Fraser and Austin Butler.
I know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
Where it's like, I feel like the performance is phenomenal in spite of the movie.
Agreed.
It's because, like, I think Elvis is a not good movie and a wonderful performance by Austin Butler that gets held back by the movie.
I was gonna say,
I'll give Whale, Brendan Fraser's The Whale, I think he makes the movie better.
Well, because what I would say with exactly what you said about Elvis, where like he's kind of being held back by that movie. I think Brendan Fraser just transcends the movie he's in. You know what I mean? Like, I think he just is the best part of it, bar none, no questions asked. And because of that, you're right, he lifts up the rest of the movie.
Right.
Versus being held back by it, he makes it better. Anyway, my pick is Brendan Fraser too.
Yeah.
Look, is it smart to split this one? A little.
It's, you know, the funny thing is, it is not that close.
Yeah. I
it's
don't
close.
Know.
It's not that close.
The Bradley Cooper losing
Yeah.
gave me PTSD that I still struggle with.
Right.
I couldn't live with myself if I split this one.
I mean, that being said, so my thing that I say every year is it's not about best acting, it's about most acting. They're both doing a lot of acting. Brendan Fraser's doing a lot of acting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's
got
not
the suit.
It is not a small performance. It is a very large performance. Not in the same way that Elvis is, not in the same way that Austin Butler and Elvis is. That being said, he's in the suit, he's fighting against the suit. He's crying and what is it?
Binge
eating and purging, and it is an incredibly tough performance. It's a very big performance. in a way that the Oscars love. That being said, it is also a phenomenal one. So I think I would be dumbfounded if Austin Butler actually takes it. Because here's the thing. Austin Butler hasn't won that many big ones that weren't it's like him winning the Golden Globes doesn't mean that much because there was no world where Brendan Fraser was going to win the Golden Globe.
No, he's so publicly against the Hollywood Foreign Press.
It's there's no world where those pigs would vote for him. Like, they'll nominate him to give the nod, but they're not going to choose.
He's like, I'm not going. You know what I mean? Like,
Austin Butler just has not won enough of those big ones other than that one, which you can put an asterisk the size of Pluto on top of, Yeah. So I think it's Brendan Fraser.
Cool.
On to Best Picture. And the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't even technically picked what I think. I want to first talk about several movies that I don't think are not. I know they're not on here. That are not here.
Yeah.
Nope. Where's Nope?
Yeah,
frankly, The Batman. When you can nominate 10 and you leave out bangers, what's the deal? Like,
it's like that one feels those two feel like no-brainers because they're both huge hits as well.
It's like that would draw an audience if The Batman got nominated for Best Picture.
Or Nope.
If Nope got Nope getting shut out. Now that is legitimately because Nope is pointing a finger at Hollywood.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it. They are the scene from Euphoria. Is this fucking play about us?
Yeah.
That's all of Hollywood right now with that movie. Nope is so much better than people give it credit for, and they give it a lot of credit.
Yeah. I mean, even look, I don't think Black Panther Wakanda Forever is Best Picture material, especially in this lineup.
Yeah.
That being
and in
said,
this year as a whole, like Pearl not being here.
I don't love Wakanda Forever. I did not love that movie. That being said, if you have 10 slots,
use them.
Fill it with something.
Yeah.
Like that Wakanda Forever got nominated for several things.
Yeah.
So it's not like it hasn't been represented. I mean, Angela Bassett is likely going to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could have given like we said, Nope, Batman, Wakanda Forever. Any of those I think would be actually deserving, if not good popcorn choices, So for your personal pick,
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
right? I mean,
I would, if that movie won, it would be the coolest movie that's ever won Best Picture. You know what I mean? Like I would be so happy. Now here's where I want to raise a question.
Yeah.
Because my wild card pick was going to be in Best Picture. It often is, I feel like, with me.
Yeah.
It's either picture or one of the actors for me.
Mine,
always.
I've done that before as well.
And I want to raise this question in before you veto it or agree to it. I do want to state why I think, because I think there are two movies in here that are wild cards by nature of the Oscars, not even by nature of how good they are. And that's Avatar and Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah. I would consider both of those wild card choices.
Okay.
So I will pick either of those.
My reasons being they're sequels.
Yeah.
One of them being a Lego sequel, one of them being this like
almost a Lego sequel,
almost
but
a
not
legacy,
quite.
yeah, a remake of the original, whatever. So that my wild card pick is Top Gun Maverick.
Okay, good one. Solid.
I think there's a real world chance where what that movie did for the industry as a whole is rewarded.
Yeah,
and also it would be again the coolest movie ever to win Best Picture.
Yeah,
if it won, you know what I mean, like.
I don't know. Parasite was pretty cool.
No, you know what I mean, though,
No,
by just like, holy shit, this movie's metal. Like,
yeah.
That kind of vibe. That's my wild card. This is like a tough year because, again, it's like, think The Fabelmans is going to win again for the Spielberg of it all.
Interesting.
Like, here's my problem. Here's where the real issue for me comes from. I think The Fabelmans, Banshees of Inisherin, and kind of Triangle of Sadness all fit into a bit of that, like, they're all timely. Well, one of them is very timely. Triangle of Sadness is very timely. Conversation we're having right now.
Yep.
Even though that movie is making fun of a lot of people in that room.
Yeah.
Tar also. Fuck this year, dude. Like,
yeah.
look,
this this Best Picture category is maybe the biggest toss-up ever.
Yeah.
In terms of like Best Picture winners.
Look, and that's the thing is, I guess really, looking at it, talking about it, it might be the Fabelmans and Tar for it. Like, I think Tar has the prestige pretension of a Best Picture winner, and it's great, but I think the Fabelmans is just this like kind of, look, if we're going off last year, the Fabelmans is the favorite. Like if going off of kind of cozy cinema.
Yeah.
Because Coda is a very cozy movie. It's been a while since we had a cozy winner, but that doesn't come along very often. So I don't know. I hate this because they all feel. I'm going to go with my heart. Fuck it if I lose. I would love to see the Fabelmans win.
Interesting.
That's my pick.
That's your pick. Are you not splitting?
No, because I'm not really playing to win here anyway. I'm playing to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I just watched The Fabelmans again, and it really does feel like jerking off cinema a little bit
That's
too.
very true.
And again, with Spielberg kind of being older.
Here, this is all I'm saying is the Hollywood favorite Hollywood movie does not always win.
Yeah, but
Looking at you, La La Land.
oh, fucking La La Land.
Like, that one used to be kind of the bullet in a way that it isn't anymore.
This could also be a makeup though for fucking Saving Private Ryan.
That's so funny. You think?
No, but it could be.
Yeah.
Like, that's not on the mind, but it is, in my opinion, something that they do need.
So
to
you're
make up
not
for.
splitting.
I don't know. I'll to fuck around and find out. I'll put my number one pick as that, and my number two pick is Tar.
Yeah.
That's that. There it is.
We have completely different choices.
I love it.
My number one is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Look, here's the thing. I would literally faint with joy.
Yeah.
I would swoon.
Yeah.
It would be the best day ever.
Yeah.
I just think it's too cool.
Yeah. And my number two is The Banshees of Inisherin.
Look, here's the thing. There's not one on here that I would be outright mad if it won. Triangle of
Triangle
Sadness,
Sadness.
maybe. maybe being the one, because I just, that movie is all the grenade joke in it. If you've seen it, you know how good that joke is. But everything before and after, not as good as that moment.
I think, and like, look, I love women talking, but it's not winning Best Picture.
No.
Like,
it's too heavy.
basically everything else, I was like, I think it could,
Yeah.
So as I said, my number one is Everything Everywhere All at Once, and my number two is Banshees of Inisherin.
Look, man, I would love that. I would love both of those to win. You know what I mean? Like literally, my pick for what I want to win is Everything Everywhere All at Once. If I were voting based on these, Everything Everywhere All at Once gets my vote.
Yeah.
It's the coolest movie ever.
Yeah.
But I think the Oscars are pretentious, and Parasite winning wasn't the grand change to this that we wanted it to be. It was just a shift for a year where they finally gave it to one that deserved it.
Yeah.
Not saying movies since haven't deserved it and before haven't deserved it. I think Shape of Water was such a weird fucking movie to win Best Picture, and I love The Shape of Water. Coda is not what I would think of as a Best Picture movie, but I love Coda. Controversial take. I think, look, here's the problem. Winning Best Picture is often the worst thing that can happen to a movie because everyone turns around, it's not that good. It's like, shut up. Like, yes, sometimes it's not that good. Crash is not that good. Shakespeare in Love is not that good. Am I wrong? Did I lie?
Did I lie?
But I think if Everything Ever All at Once won, there'd be like a very small group of people who were like that, and then everyone else would be like, shut the fuck up. This is the best
Coolest movie ever.
Yeah.
Also, another movie that coulda, shoulda, woulda been nominated for this. RRR.
RRR. That's my pick.
So yeah, as I said, number one, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Number two, Banshees.
Hey man, look, I would be happy with any of those winning. Like,
there's like we said, like I think if I were to be like, wait, what? It would be Triangle of Sadness. Every other one on that list, I'd be like, that movie does kind of shred though. Like,
yeah,
every single one of those movies are absolutely phenomenal. I actually think this is the first year that I have seen every single Best Picture nominee before the ceremony. I know I've probably seen every Best Picture nominee of 1994 or something like that, but I think this is the first time I've seen every single Best Picture nominee before the ceremony.
Hell yeah.
So this was an exciting year for me because this was like the first time that I actually was like, I'm gonna go see every single movie if it kills me. Luckily, it didn't even get close to that. And like, I think I only streamed like 2 of them. I think the rest I saw in theaters. Like I streamed Elvis and I streamed. Oh, Elvis! Fuck that movie. If that movie fucking wins Best Picture, I will fucking riot.
That's the weird caveat to this that we just totally forgot. I think we blocked out that it was nominated.
If Elvis wins Best fucking Picture, I will burn the city to the ground.
The city of Los Angeles, to be clear.
Every city.
Between here and Los Angeles.
I will be a tornado of fire.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if...
You seen that movie Sharknado? That's what he'll be, but the sharks are on fire. They're missiles.
So I streamed Elvis and I streamed Tar. Those are the only two.
Triangle of Sadness and Elvis were the 2 for me. I didn't have time to go see Triangle of Sadness when it was in theaters.
Yeah. I'm glad I wish I could have seen Tar in the theater.
Tar's great in theaters.
The movie's
dude.
phenomenal.
It's gorgeous.
That being said, in our living room, I just set up the like 5.1 surrounds. I am so glad I did that before watching Tar, because that movie with the like all around you, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, them's our picks. Play along.
If you would like to play along, we will have a link in the video description, in the podcast description, in the whatever description on our social media, wherever. We will have links to where you can find this sheet and play for yourself. We'd love to hear and see your scores at the end of the night. After the Oscars, we will be doing an episode on whatever the Best Picture winner is.
So there's a chance we'll have to talk about Elvis for a full episode. If it comes to that, we may find some caveat to only have to talk about it for half an episode, but
this is true. Yeah, or we could do half the episode for what won and what should have won.
That's fun. I like that idea.
So yeah, look forward to that.
Yep.
Let's jump on into the bus segment. I've got a fun one today, sir. We are going to be doing movie trivia as we've done before.
Okay.
But this time we are going to be doing Oscar trivia.
Something I used to be very good at.
And see, that was what I was going to bring up, is multiple times to me, you have said, we've talked multiple times about how you are a whiz kid for Oscar trivia.
And I used to be. I'm not quite as much anymore, so I'll be curious what questions you're going to ask. Because that'll kind of depend on it. Like, I used to kind of have an encyclopedic knowledge of several years where I was just like, oh, this person was nominated for that person for this, whatever. But as I've gotten more cynical, I've decided to let certain pieces of information drift from my brain.
Okay.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
There have been 3 films that have won all of the big 5 Oscars. Name one.
Silence of the Lambs.
Boom. Can you name either of the other 2?
The 5 being, just so I can clarify, picture, one of the screenplays.
Yeah.
Cinematography? And then the 2 acting?
Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director, and Best Screenplay.
Okay, I don't know.
The other 2 were It Happened One Night and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Cuckoo's Nest, I probably definitely knew at one point. I did not know the other one. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And the last,
I forget it's only 3. For some reason, I was also thinking that was more than 3. But yeah, I knew Silence of the Lambs did, which also one of the coolest movies ever to win Oscars.
Which there are 3 movies that have tied for winning the most Oscars. Can you name 2?
Oh, winning. That's the...
They have won 11.
Okay.
So can you name 2 of the Oscars?
I
that have
know
won
it is
11?
Return of the King.
Uh-huh.
Also, interesting fact about that, it swept. It won every single award it was nominated for.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not La La Land, because La La Land tied for nominations total, but not wins.
Yep.
I don't know the other.
Any guesses? Come on, give me a guess. Because one of these should feel a little obvious.
Can I ask for just a hint, and we'll void this as a point for me, because I'm just curious. It won Best Picture, I'm guessing.
I believe so. Yes. I believe so. Yes. And when the person came up and accepted their award, they started with a line from the movie, and it is the cheesiest moment in all of Oscars history.
That doesn't help. That honestly throws me a little bit. I'm trying to think. I don't know it. Yeah.
This person might have a movie nominated for Best Picture this year. Do you want me to just give it to you?
Yeah,
So there are 3 movies that have won 11 Oscars. It is Ben-Hur.
It's Titanic, isn't it? The other one.
It's Titanic.
Yeah, Titanic.
And Return of the King. The
Ben-Hur. I should have known Ben-Hur also.
You really?
I really should
would
have known
not have
Ben-Hur.
gotten that one.
Ben-Hur is just such a like famous old Hollywood movie that, you know.
The next one to win the most Oscars was West Side Story with 10 wins.
The OG.
The OG, the original.
Yeah.
Very true. Which films earned the most nominations? There are 3 with 14 nominations.
Oh, fuck.
Name 2 of the ones with the most nominations.
La La Land is not. It is one. Okay, I knew
La La
that.
Land is one of them.
Is it Ben-Hur? Is that
No. I'll let you guess. I'm not going to limit your guesses.
Yeah,
You just have to guess it correctly.
So La La Land. I'm trying to think of other massive. 14's a lot.
14's
of
a lot.
Oscars.
14's a lot of Oscars.
Because I know it's not Return of the King because that was 11 for 11.
Yeah.
Titanic? Titanic's the
So
other one here.
Titanic, La La Land, and All About Eve.
Interesting. Okay, I need to see
14
All
of
About
them.
Eve.
Yeah.
I need to see All About Eve.
This one's a gimme. Which film won Best Picture after the wrong winner was announced?
Well, let me think about it. Moonlight.
Yeah. The shout out to the cameraman at the Oscars that year, because when it happened, the producer of the movie, I can't remember who it was, they go up there, I love this story. I love explaining this story to people who haven't heard it, is like just what happened that night. You know what? Let's just do it. So I noticed something was weird earlier that night, because every single year they trot out the accounting firm that does the accounting and has the little lock box. They've got the little briefcase with the handcuff to the wrist. They do it every year. And I actually noticed that they didn't do it that year. I was like, where's Hoffman, Jason and Cobb? Where's their? Obviously I don't remember the name.
Schweiger and
Where's the name of the Where's
McGill and
and so they didn't bring him out, and so I was like, interesting. So come to the Best Picture. It is Warren Beatty, and I can't remember her name, who was Bonnie in Bonnie and Clyde. And so Warren Beatty opens it up. He has this confused face.
Yeah.
And then he shows it to whatever her name is. I can't remember it now. And then she's just like, oh, and just reads it. Because the name on the card was Emma Stone for La La Land for her.
because they have multiple
Because they
cards,
have multiple and
one on
backups.
both sides of the stage.
And the other problem with it is, it's the way that they have it listed is kind of confusing. It's because of the name of the movie up top and then the winner in the
winners.
body. And so when he opened it up, he saw Emma Stone, but when he opened it up, she saw La La Land. And so, it opens up, she just goes, La La Land. And then Warren Beatty's like all confused. And then he like goes up to the mic or he's like telling them, and then shout out to that one producer guy and then the cameraman. So the producer guy for La La Land goes, there was a mistake. You guys won.
Moonlight, you won Best Picture.
Moonlight, you won. And he holds up the card. Shout out to the person running the booth and the cameraman for boom. The minute he holds up that card, it boom instantly cuts to the person holding the card. Moonlight in big letters. Wonderful moment. And then Warren Beatty shows he had the wrong card, and
Which,
there
by
was
the
just,
way, I want to state this is not Warren Beatty's fault. People gave him a lot of shit. He was like, "This is wrong," and she read it
right
without
what
thinking
the hell
about
are you
it.
supposed to do?
No, trust me, I'm not blaming her either, but she should have gone through the process he went through and been
Right. I mean, what he could have, should have, would have done is gone I think I have the wrong card. Let me go check.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, hey, do I have the wrong, without saying it?
Yeah.
It's nobody's fault. It's a crazy situation. But shout out to that one camera guy and the person at the booth who was at the switcher.
freaking wild.
Absolutely wild. Which movie earned the most nominations without winning any?
Oh, yeah, no,
There are 2 with 11 nominations, but no wins. If you can name either.
Is one of them recent?
No.
Oh, then I definitely know. I thought of
Wild. Just give me a wild guess. I mean, even if it's wrong, we can wild guesses. And I'll give you I'll even give you a hint if you'd like.
Yes, I would like it.
One of them is a Steven Spielberg movie, but not necessarily one you'd think of.
Is it AI?
No, good guess though, I think.
Interesting.
The Turning Point from 1977 and Steven Spielberg's The Color Purple.
Wild.
11 nominations, not a single win.
Wild, guys.
Which is the only franchise to win Best Picture twice?
The Godfather.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
Godfather.
I was
like, oh, there's no way it's something else.
The thing that I was reading brought up Lord of the Rings first.
I was about to say,
I was like,
Lord of the Rings is the only other possibility, but I know none of
but
those.
But it only went for Return of the King.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Return of the King, also interesting. I think it's the only one to win that many Oscars with 0 acting nominations.
Say that one more time.
I think there's some statistic where, based on the number of nominations it has and the number of wins it has, it's the only one ever to not have an acting nomination in any of the 4 categories.
Interesting.
I think it's one of the few Best Picture winners that has no acting nominations.
Interesting.
If not the only one.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah. Who has the most Oscar wins and nominations?
Walt Disney.
You got it. 22 wins and 59 nominations.
Yeah.
Wild. Who has won Best Actress the most?
Ooh, actress. That throws me. How long ago was their last win? Not like a specific year, but was it kind of recent? Wait, is it Meryl Streep?
No. She leads with nominations, but not with wins.
Is it Jennifer Lawrence?
No.
Okay, then I don't know.
Katharine Hepburn.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Good for
four
her.
wins for Katharine Hepburn.
Okay.
On to the next one. Who has won Best Actor the most?
Isn't it a tie
Between
between Denzel, Jack Nicholson, and Daniel Day-Lewis?
I don't know if Denzel is on that list.
I know Denzel has 2.
Then it is just Daniel Day-Lewis and Jack Nicholson
There it is, with
Got it.
3 each, right?
with 3 each.
Yep.
Who is the first African American to win Best Actor?
Sidney Poitier.
Nailed it.
Yep.
Which director has won the most Oscars?
It's not scored. Oh, well then, is this... Sorry, let me clarify. Is this also including Best Picture wins? For if they produced it, or just directing?
Best Director.
Oh, who's won multiple times? Because I know Scorsese hasn't, because he only has 1. Somehow. It's not Del Toro, because he won for Shape of Water, though, right? Del Toro
I don't remember.
I believe he did.
It's not any of those people. You're going to have to think a little older. It's a very, 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 very famous director.
Yeah, my thought jumps to Alexander McKendrick or Sidney Lumet.
No and no.
Then I don't know.
It is John Ford. Best Director 4 times.
Look, John Ford sucked, but I like to picture him as David Lynch from The End of the Fabelmans.
Yeah.
So that's
the second place tie goes to William Wyler and Frank Capra.
Oh, okay.
How many times did Alfred Hitchcock win Best Director?
No, he never won, did he?
He never won.
Never
a
won.
Single
Yep,
one.
that's right.
Maybe the most famous director ever. Maybe. Definitely in that conversation.
Arguably the most influential ever. If nothing else, he's in that discussion for sure.
Who directed his own father and his own daughter to an Oscar?
Wild. I've never even heard of this.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah.
Who is it?
John Hudson directed his father, William Hudson, to an Oscar for The Treasure of Sierra Madre. He later directed his daughter, Angelica Hudson, to an Oscar for Prizzi's Honor.
Never would have got that. Not in a million years.
Yep. Which movie first won the Oscar for Best Animated Film?
Toy Story?
No.
Older, right?
Newer.
Shrek.
Yes.
Yeah. That was my other.
That's so fun. I actually kind of hate this question because I don't think it's fair, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Which Broadway star got the sweetest Oscar revenge?
I don't know what that means.
Julie Andrews won a Tony as Eliza Doolittle in Broadway's My Fair Lady, but she was deemed not famous enough to star in the 1964 film version. Instead, the studio went with Audrey Hepburn. whom Andrews defeated for Best Actress thanks to Mary Poppins. The rest is history. I think Audrey Hepburn gets the... I think she gets absolutely shit on for no reason because of that.
Yeah.
I think Audrey Hepburn also did a really... There is a Be Kind Rewind video about this topic, and I highly recommend everybody go watch it. Be Kind Rewind. I don't know the person.
Can I tell you
she
what?
does a phenomenal job talking about this.
Can I tell you what I want to happen? I don't know why this popped in my head. I want someone to win EGOT for just playing the same part on stage, on screen. Just one character for all of it. Different times, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Just, that would be amazing.
This is a weird question. How did Richard Attenborough make up to Steven Spielberg? When the late Richard Attenborough's biopic Gandhi won Best Picture over Steven Spielberg's E.T. the Last of the Extraterrestrial, Attenborough ultimately admitted that E.T. was the better movie. How did he make it up to Spielberg? By agreeing to star as the theme park owner in Jurassic Park. That's right, E.T. Phone Home eventually became We Have a T-Rex. I guess some things work out for the best.
I totally didn't realize Richard Attenborough.
That's a dumb, weird question. That being said, that's a
fun story.
A fun story.
Yeah.
So yeah, recommendations.
Recommendations have I gone back and forth on what I should recommend for this. Look, I'll recommend Coda for sure. I think Coda's brilliant. I think that's definitely, it's on the list, so you can't watch it. But unless we wanted to maybe do that for the next one.
If we did that instead of if Elvis wins, we'll just do Coda.
Freaking bet.
That's what we're doing. If Elvis wins, we're doing Coda.
We'll talk about Elvis, but we'll do Coda. Another movie, Parasite.
I thought you said we didn't want to be negative on this podcast.
That's why I want to talk about a movie I like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we're talking about Elvis, I ain't gonna be
only
kind.
Negative because we'll have to rewatch it.
You will have to rewatch it.
We have to rewatch it together and then take notes about all the shitty things in that movie.
God.
Parasite. I'll recommend Parasite.
Yeah.
I will also recommend Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Yep.
I also recommend The Batman. Look, Coda. Just go watch Coda. Coda is a warm blanket of a movie. It's the people who complain about it being... There's like this complaint where it's like, it's a DCOM or it's a Disney Channel original movie. Why did it win Best Picture? It's like, it's not. Don't belittle it in that way. It's really a very emotional movie. It's just very simple. There's nothing wrong with that. The performances are great. I watched that one, dude. That's. I mean, it won multiple Oscars. It won an acting award. That movie's great, and people should watch it. Coda. Watch Coda, and don't be cynical about it, you bastards.
I'm not going to recommend a movie.
Okay.
I'm going to recommend music.
Weird on the Oscar episode, but I like it.
I know, but it is just the thing that is consuming me right now.
The Barney soundtrack. I know how you are.
Dude, I love you. You love me. My favorite musical artist of all time, his name is Andy Schaaf. I mentioned him on our Whatties episode for this little single right here. He recently released his newest album. It is called Norm, and it is absolutely phenomenal. I think it is like the best thing he's made since his record called The Party. Since The Party, everything he has made, other than like EPs and singles, have been concept albums. They've been like albums that tell a story of some kind, and all the songs are connected in telling that story. The Party is about a party and different people and the way they kind of weave together throughout this one party and the different complicated emotions therein. Neon Skyline was his next release. It was a record about a guy who is stuck at home and he's depressed, and his friend makes him come out to a bar called the Neon Skyline, where he meets up with his friends, and his ex-girlfriend shows up, and he kind of relives the very complicated feelings he has about her. Kind of starts off thinking about like how much he misses her and what, his favorite things about her and how much fun they had. And as the night progresses, he thinks about kind of the reasons why they broke up. And it's a complicated thing. Wilds is basically a continuation of that same story. It's the first time he's actually continued a story across albums. It's essentially kind of B-sides of Neon Skyline. And then he's come up and then he's written Norm. Norm is maybe the darkest and strangest of these. It basically, I'm going to give a high level story. I'm not going to go super deep into it. It tells the story of a guy who is stalking a girl, and it tells it from two different perspectives. One from the perspective of Norm, the guy stalking the girl, and the other perspective is from God. And it is incredibly interesting. And it is, not only is the storytelling and the writing beautiful and dark and heartbreaking, it is also like just the music is just phenomenal. I think he's just a phenomenal musician. He's very kind of like 60s, 70s, easy listening rock kind of inspired. Baroque pop is what I've seen it described as before. But he layers in like woodwinds and strings and synthesizers, and it's just with his acoustic guitar and his like simple but beautiful drum beats, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. I cannot recommend Andy Schaaf's work enough. I've mentioned his most recent albums. I also would recommend Bearer of Bad News, also one of my favorite records of his. I think because it's not a concept album, people kind of forget about it, but it is also phenomenal. Some of my favorite songs are on there. So yeah, Andy Schaaf's Norm, go listen to it. I have described it to Spencer as it's kind of like Taxi Driver in the weirdest way.
Yeah.
And it is so fucking cool. I think everybody should go listen to it right now. I think it is like,
Don't walk, but run to your nearest set of headphones.
literally, it's phenomenal. Highly recommend it. So yeah, I went and saw him live and saw him perform it live. And I'll say this one thing. There's one point in the story where he is behind a tree and he's looking through leaves. And so the stage setup that he had at his live performance was everything was covered in greenery. And the only lights that he had on him were side lights that were like goboed with like trees and stuff. So it looks like he's like speckled through
That's
lights
cool.
through trees. It is an incredibly cool setup for a live show. And it's just so like thematic to the story that he tells in Norm. So yeah, go check out Andy Schaaf. Go check out Norm. It is a phenomenal record. And yeah, Bearer of Bad News, The Party, Neon Skyline, Wilds. You really can't miss. All good shit.
Lots of good shit.
Yeah. So you can watch anything we recommended, listen to anything we recommended, or you could do literally none of that. And I don't know, just do what you want.